I feel a little bit sort of shy. I'm in a new space. This is my room at a place called Gaia Yoga Gardens. This is my roommate's just arrived a pile of stuff. This is the entrance, and this is me. And I've been here for almost a week. I left Kanekiki Farm because I was just not really feeling the community. I felt that the whole experience for me was falling apart. My relationship with people wasn't great. I didn't have any huge issues or huge fights. I just didn't feel like the process of connecting with people was supported by the community. And I had other issues with the community that simply showed me that it wasn't the right place for me to be. So I left, and I didn't really know where to go. I just knew that I had to leave, and I looked for a while, couldn't really find any communities, especially vegan communities or raw vegan communities or fruitarian communities. I only found a couple, one in Ecuador called Terra Fruitis, and I found a couple other communities, but I couldn't really, just go to Ecuador. I have too much stuff, I have things that I need to deal with. More on that later. But anyways, I decided to come to Gaia Yoga, and it's been good here. The only challenge is that this is a raw community, but it's not vegan, so they eat raw meat, raw milk, raw cheese, and that's uncomfortable. The kitchen smells weird. Sometimes there's just, kind of, to me it's a little bit gross. The plates, the dishes, the glasses, the knives, the spoons, the cups, it's just all things that I don't want to touch. And when I was coming here and living Kanekiki, I thought, I want to give it a try. I want to be open-minded about me being open-minded. I want to put myself in a very challenging situation just to see what it is like, to see if maybe I'm wrong with this whole fruitarian diet, or even wrong about being vegan. So I wanted to come here and test it out and see if maybe I would be drawn to eating meat, or if I ate meat maybe I would feel better. But as soon as I arrived here, I realized that's just not how I feel. That's not what gives me meaning, and it's not really what makes me feel good. I haven't tried any animal products since I've been here, and I don't plan to. Actually, I think being here has made me even a stronger vegan. It has really strengthened my vegan values, which were already being strengthened at Kanekiki, but even more so now. And also has really strengthened my fruitarian values. I've been reading Mango Woodsack's, what's the book? It's his new book, and it's called The Eden Fruitarian Guidebook, and it's awesome. I think Destination Eden, which was his first book, was more awesome just because I was so shocked by it. But this one is probably equally awesome, and I think that if you bought either one first, it will be just as good. I would, I guess, recommend you to read Destination Eden first and then the guidebook, because that's the way that he published them. But either way, it's fine. It was really cool. He sent me a virtual copy because I didn't want to buy a physical copy since I've been traveling here in Hawaii, and I don't know, well, I guess at the time I didn't know where I was gonna go next. So he sent me a copy. He said that if I wanted to, I could give him a donation. So I thought it was such a nice gesture that I actually ended up paying him more than what the book is priced on Amazon. I think it's priced for $22, and I sent him $25 on PayPal. I also got a copy from Anne Osborne's book, which I think it's called Fruitarianism: The Path to Paradise, which I've been wanting to read for a long time. I think she's been fruitarian for 17 years, and I've been wanting to read one of her books because it seems like one of the best books on fruitarianism, but it's out of print, or at least it's out of print for now. I talked to her, and she sent me also a PDF file, and I'm also gonna send her a donation. And basically, yeah, I mean, she said she's going to put it back on print soon, so as soon as that happens, I'm gonna start linking stuff so you can get it, because it's actually a really nice book. I finished Mango's a couple days ago, and I started reading Anne's last night, or I think this morning, and yeah, it's a great book. I'm really glad. I learned a lot about monomeals, about seeds. What else? I mean, I'm on page 15, so I can't really tell you that much. But it's great, and honestly, like, the more I read about fruitarianism, the more sense it makes. And the more I try to experiment with getting out of it, or the more I go back into old habits of eating seeds, eating nuts, eating greens, vegetables, the more I realize it just doesn't work. The other day I got sick. I mean, the last couple of days I've been sick, and I think it's because I've been eating all these coconuts. Gaia Yoga Gardens, there's just all you can eat coconuts, and I've been indulging on that, which I'm not really proud of, but I'm glad that I'm doing, because it's really showing me that it just makes no sense that humans will be coconut eaters. This is why I'm talking softly in my room. They're really hard to get. I mean, without any instruments, you have to just climb the tree. It's pretty dangerous. There's a bunch of like fire ants at the top. You have to get the coconuts down safely. You have to crack them open, and they just don't digest that well. It's hard to tell which ones are good from which ones are bad. I mean, after a while, you get used to it, but even still, like the good ones may not really be that good, or the meat may not be that soft, and it just makes no sense. It just makes no sense. It just makes no sense. Like, why would we eat that? And on top of that, it's just every coconut. It's a potential tree, and we're killing it. We're by cracking it open to drink the water, we're killing the tree. People think it's not a big deal, but it really is. I mean, if I walked over to anyone's house or neighborhood with a chainsaw and chopped down a tree, they'll say like, "Hey, that's my tree," or "Hey, stop killing the tree." If I walk to a flower on the street and just rip a bunch of flowers, people would feel that, because I think in our center we're beauty lovers, and life is beautiful, and nature is essential, and we're connected to it, and there's just, it makes no sense. Like fruit, we pick it off the ground, we peel it, get the fingers, and it's mostly water, digests easy. When I did my 2-week papaya fast, or whatever you want to call it, Papaya Island, I felt great. I honestly felt great, and I try my best to not exaggerate how good I felt, but I felt really good. I mean, I was still having shit going on, but for those 2 weeks, I remember feeling light, like stretching and feeling like so light. Like now I feel dense and tired just from eating all those coconuts, which are delicious, but they're also addictive. I could eat those coconuts. I think I could eat like 20 coconuts, like with the meat, water and meat, non-stop, because they don't really trigger any satiation. Other people may not be addicted to them, but maybe it's because I'm new to them. But it's just kind of like almost like with cooked food. If I start eating cooked food, I can't stop. If I go to an all you can eat or all I can eat, I have trouble. Like I'll be hurting in pain with my belly full, and I can't stop because my mouth feels so good. And this brings me back to the whole, this whole idea, like Gary Yoshwowski, I don't know, this big vegan guy, the one that made the greatest speech ever. What am I talking about? I even forgot. He talks about how he loves the taste of animal products. He's like, I love them, and I love them too. Honestly, at this point in my life, or at least last time I checked, there was very few things that I didn't like how they taste in my mouth in terms of food. Raw onions being one of them, a few other things that they just but for the most part, animal products, cooked food, raw food, mostly all fruits, everything tastes good to me, and the reason why I'm being fruitarian is because it makes a ton of sense in terms of digestion, health, makes tons of sense in terms of environmentalism. Like planting fruit trees makes much more sense than raising cows, or by the numbers, just makes so much sense. And in terms of ethics, it makes a bunch of sense too. Fruit trees are much more efficient than celery or carrots. Like, would you rather plant an orange tree or a carrot? It's pretty obvious. And sure, trees, maybe they require more maintenance, but not really that much. Just feed the tree, maybe put some compost, take care of it. That's it. Really, it's really easy to take care of. orange trees or banana trees or papaya trees. Like, there's some papaya trees here. I don't do anything with them, they just grow. The orange trees, they just grow. Coconut trees, they just grow too, but then I have to climb the freaking coconut, get there safely, get down safely, crack the coconut, and digest it, and bear with the fact that I killed a life. You know, that I aborted the life of a potential coconut. It just doesn't feel right. You know, it just doesn't feel like my highest potential. So here I am. You know, struggling, still eating coconuts. I'll probably have some more today because we went to pick a bunch today. You know, and geez, at least I'm not a hypocrite. Well, I guess I'm a hypocrite, but I'm an open, transparent hypocrite. It's hard. It's hard to just eat fruit. It's hard to just eat fruit when you live in a place where there's free coconuts. Just like it's hard to eat raw vegan when your parents make delicious food, which is in my case. Just like it's hard to be a vegan if you come from a culture like Argentina where everybody eats meat every day. And you know, these things have taken me a long time to transition, but my path is clear. I'm making progress. I've gone like weeks by eating only fruit, or weeks eating only one meal and one fruit like papayas. And I think for me it's just the social thing, you know, the social aspect of eating is what really triggers me the most. And also temptations, just seeing it, you know, seeing the salad, seeing the rice, seeing the beans, even seeing a burger. You know, like, to me, I don't get that, oh, yucky, gross flesh kind of response, like, at least not now. I mean, I haven't been vegan for a year yet. It will be a year in April 4th. But when I look at a burger, in my mind I'm thinking, that probably tastes good, and in my heart I'm thinking, no, like, I can't support that, you know. And also in my mind I'm thinking, like, that's gonna sit in my digestive tract for 3 days rotting. So this is, you know, this is what's up. So changing the topics, I'm also really looking into minimalism. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.